Everybody ready? Let it be playing. Maybe we need to get another dance for enjoy. One of the president needs a token shirt. Commander. Let the team also join. Let the same team play again. Yeah. Want to play another? Get everybody ready. No, you go and wait. You need to do it.
Training, and we're here with DSA about to take pictures. So we welcome you online. Hello, let's say hello to our friends. Hello. Welcome. Please go share. Invite your friends, family, let them come join us. It's a great celebration for us over here in Kyiv. Let's say hello once more. Woo! Hello. My way. Huh? You didn't do that for 7. That was for 9. Oh, that was for 9. I don't want to enter this picture. Eh? I'm not going to any picture. I'll come later on to check. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. We are about to start our class today. Today is going to be a special day devoted and dedicated to Nigeria. So, because my future is connected to Nigeria, and so we are going to be talking about the Nigerian Transformation Project. And so people who but this is not just for Nigeria, this is for Africa, this is for the whole world, for anybody who might be interested. It might be. And can somebody go get the Otumba? And can we also make a seat in such a way so that we could see the presentation? Is that okay? I don't know. If everybody is comfortable, it's okay. Well, we want to welcome all of you that are here from all over the world who are watching this program. Please go and share the link. Go and share the message. Go and share the link. Go and tag your friends, especially people who might be interested in national transformation of Nigeria and in Nigeria national transformation concept. National transformation concept of Nigeria. And a lot of people have said that Pastor Sunday have done a lot of talking. Now it's time for him to perform and to show what it's all about. And a lot of people in Nigeria, they are just interested for me to come. But they don't know that there are a lot of logistics that are connected with me coming to Nigeria. If I come to Nigeria now, because of the work I'm going to do, I'm going to become like Jesus. You know, Jesus was sacrificed for his cause, but it's too early for me to be sacrificed. And besides that, Jesus already paid the price. He already got sacrificed. It might not be wise for me to be going for sacrifice. It's good for me to go for work. So everything is about timing. But if it's going to be, dependent on our emotions and our passion, I will say yes. I'll be ready to go even now. But I can't go now because God is a God of timing, and I still have some demons I'm fighting here in Ukraine. So only after I'm done with those, I think where do we get Dr. Arams to sit and the Otuba to sit so that they will be able to follow everything. No, you have the seats. You have seats here. It's not about seats. It's about getting them to. No. They have to be able to see what's going on. Maybe actually there. Maybe there is the best place. Yeah, so that you'll be able to see everything going. If you are comfortable here, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, we need another seat take another one there beside him. Just take that and put it beside him. So please go ahead and share the message and invite your friends. We are going to be talking about Nigeria. We're going to be talking about Africa and all this. Babusha, you put the thing so close. Will you allow them to pass? Not that one, not that one. I'm talking of the share where you are coming from. The passage is too tight. Okay, it's better now. It's okay now. So, so if you are ready, we will. But maybe before I actually start, I would like to hear what people think about Nigerian Transformation Project. Yeah, because you are looking at the wrong place. You have to bring it close. Actually, you have to bring that close, I guess. And that one too might need to, yeah, like that, yes. Yeah, just put it somewhere here. So I would like to ask you who are participants of this program here. Pastor Ernest, we are pushing that thing. It's about to fall. Yeah. So I think I would like to ask people who are here for the HMT to tell us what they know or what they anticipate or what their thoughts are about the Nigerian Transformation Project. And then I'll be able to answer the questions that you might have. And I also want to encourage all of you at home to share your questions. To ask your questions and anything that is bothering you or what you want to know about the Nigerian Transformation Project. Please go ahead and ask. What we are going to do, we are going to do 1 hour now of presentation. Then we'll have a break. So please remind us to take break at 8 in 1 hour's time. Then we'll come back and do even a more elaborate presentation. So is there anybody here who wants to tell us or ask any question about Nigerian Transformation Project or who wants to, say a few words? Are you interested in knowing about this or you are not interested? Anybody who is interested, anybody want to come and say a few words before I start? Maybe ask a question or anything. What interests you? What do you want to know? Nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I want to know whether
Can you give the microphone to her?
I want to know whether you want to approach the government before you get there, or is it when you get there that you're going to approach the government?
Okay. Any other person, any other thoughts, any other thing anybody else want to talk about? We'll hear all the questions, then we'll see if the presentations will answer all the questions. Rawele, you wanted to ask anything? Ravel?
Okay, I would
You
like
can
to.
actually bring that closer here. Yeah. You would like to?
I would like to find out, well, most Nigerians, they're known for 419.
Yeah.
So I would like to find out what your plans are with regards to that. With regards to sorting, I guess.
Nigerian scams question.
Yeah.
419.
Yeah, 419, yeah.
Beautiful.
How, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant
and
idea.
another one was to do with, I've never really been to Nigeria. I don't know much about it, but I know that a lot of people, they talk about the traffic. That traffic is really bad as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find out, do you have any plans with regards to that? How you can sort out the transport system as well in Nigeria? Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes. Give them the microphone.
Anyone?
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to know because I know about the security problem in Nigeria. How are we going to resolve that? Because I know you're going with different people from all over the world, and then about the security situation.
Beautiful.
I know that the needs are great in Nigeria, and I've seen a bit of snippet of what you want to do. I know it's a large project that you are aiming for, because I know that even just the electricity is a major one.
Okay.
I know, for instance, just the electricity is a major one, so I know it's all major. So I want to know, how are you going to be able to carry people along? How are people going to chip in? How are we going to do it so that we can all play a part in what you are about to go and do in Nigeria? Thank you.
Okay. The battery is low for that. Okay, take this place. Yeah.
Okay, I've never been in Nigeria. I'm not Nigerian as well, so I know very little about Nigeria. However, thinking about this Nigerian national transformation concept, which is a huge project. I just would like to know how this project is going to be done in terms of the transcendence that it has, because sometimes in certain countries, especially in third world countries, there are like projects for a certain period of time, which means one president comes and they do something. The next president comes and do something else, and they want to redo the whole country in just that period of time. But in this case, my belief is that it's going to be something beyond that, beyond this time. But in this case, how it's going to be transform the society to keep this running. Yes, to keep this process running and to impact the societal or the society for the next generations.
That is how it's going to be transitional.
Yes, yes,
Generational.
exactly.
What's your question about Nigeria transformation? Or anybody who, yeah, please.
Yeah, after reading your book on Nigeria and the leadership question, I realized that the biggest
How did
issue.
you get the book?
I ordered it on Amazon before coming here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I discovered from the book that the major issue we have in Nigeria is the value system problem. And I know that your plan to go to Nigeria is more than just infrastructural development. So how do you intend to change the value system within the time space that you're planning to? I think you say 5 to 10 years. I feel that I would like to really know that, because I think that's a major part of the transformation. Because if you put all the right infrastructure, the value system is still bad, we may not be able to see the result that you plan for. But I just want to know the plan you have on that.
Beautiful. Let me have that. Question?
Contribution.
Contribution.
Yes, sir.
No, I think you missed your point. Give me you missed your chance because you were hesitant the other time. So I'm going to just begin to answer. And my answer is going to be, I'm going to start. I like that question about the value system. And it's a pity what we discussed earlier, you people are not here. So, I mean, we were not there. We had a meeting with Otumba. Can I introduce Otumba, by the way? Yes, please come closer. Bless you, sir. Can you? Yeah. Now this is Otumba. Otumba Olabode Oseni. Now Otumba Olabode Oseni is anybody in England. He is a host and an anchor to a television program. That's how I got to know him. I saw him, on television. Then I discovered that Dr. Shorunke is the uncle of Dr. Shorunke. Yeah, Dr. Shorunke. Yeah. That's his junior. So, and this young man is 70 years old. Can you believe it? He's younger than me. He's looking stunning. He looks younger than myself at 70.
Wow. Thank you.
But
I will share the secret later on.
but there is something unique about him, because he participated in most of the political, life of Nigeria, especially he was even personally, he knew all the founding fathers of Nigeria. And yes, and he worked with them. Some of them he knew personally, very closely. So he knows more about Nigeria than most of us. So welcome. He came to be with me for a week. And for people we have people from like 100 countries watching us right now. So, but Nigerians, most of them, and from other countries all over the world. So for all the audience all over the world in the Facebook, this is Otumba,
And I quickly take over from him. when you are a broadcaster, there's one big benefit you have. The benefit of, apart from you know your audience, you know what to talk about, you know how to go about it, you also have the, the special gift of you have nothing to lose to talk freely, and you are able to address thousands and thousands of people. And I think that's one of the things I have gained. I read political science in Western Germany in the 70s, and I got to Germany in 1970, March 31st. So I was there for about 10.5 years. Of course, you cannot do anything in Ukraine if you don't know the language. Yeah, as in Germany. So.
Can you speak Greek? There are people watching from Germany too. Can you speak Greek?
Also, guten Abend, wie geht's euch? Ist alles klar? Mein Name ist Otumba Hashim Olabodio Sene. Ich spreche Deutsch. Yeah. So what it is I have been through some different stages of life, and I'm sure those of you who are still in your maybe 20s, 30s, there's no shortcut. You cannot buy experience. You cannot cheat certain things. You will have to go through it. Even no matter how how you are now, you will still have to go through all these stages in life. So the difference is you have more time to spend probably than I have. And this gap will always be there. My first son is 44 years. So he will, when I pass on, he will still have another 44 years to get to when I departed. So I'm so honored, to be very honest with you. And this is not patronizing. It's one thing I hate most, because I come from a very poor background. I have to do what we call autodidact. I'm sure some of us know autodidact is. You have to train yourself. When I landed in Germany in the 70s, I go to the house where we call it concentration camp. When you go to countries like Western Europe, you only go to your own people. I mean, you understand me? I could have not gone to any Ukrainian or anybody. So when I got there, a guy came in and said, who I just come in again here? You know what he did? First floor, he just took my big portmanteau, draw it and drop it from the window. And it was winter. And I did not get prepared for a winter because I've saved to travel. So as I was trying to go, it was a Ghanaian guy who held me back. I said, I know that crazy guy. He's Nigerian like you, So he kept me, took me to his room, gave me the warmth, prepared for me. So it has always been different kind of experience. Yeah, okay, microphone. So it's always been different kind of experience I have collected and gathered while I've been here. So what's this story all about? My wife will say, so what is this story all about? The story is just to share with you that experience is something you have to gather it. You cannot buy it, no matter how rich you are. Yeah? But what is also important is the kind of people you know. Because when you go to, when you travel from another country to Europe, especially, if you get into the middle of people who only doing manual jobs, terrible things, 419 and all that kind of thing, probability, if you do not detach yourself quickly, you will join them. It is psychology. I think it's a normal thing. It is not normal, but it's like a kind of thing that probably going to happen. So because I have an ambition, I wanted to, I used to work in the bank, and I want to continue banking training. But then I have no money. So along the line, it was during the time of Olympic, 1972, Olympic in Munich. Yeah? Does anybody still remember? So I have to work in the Gelände, they call it. Gelände is where the workplace, And I was able to save some money, planned to go to school. The money have never enough. So finally, I managed to break through. I got admission to a paper technology college. I did the first course. I can't remember that I passed it because it was tough because of the language. So, but I keep soldier on. I want to achieve something. because I have an ambition and I'm so determined that I want to succeed. But why I'm telling you this story is where I'm going. I'm not so lucky meeting people of like mind. I'm not so lucky to meet people who will show me the way. I'm not so lucky to have associated with people who also want to do something different from what I have. So when I was called by my nephew, I said that there's somebody in the name of Pastor Dr. Sunday Adilaja. And I need to tell you one secret. I don't think he knows it. I'm not an atheist, but I don't go to church and I don't go to mosque. But I can assure you, look everybody in the eye, that I'm very, very godly. And I think that is the most important thing here to me. I am very, very godly. And that is why I have carried the cross, the passion of everything it's take and is going to take to work with anybody, everybody that can bring by the solution we need to solve the problem of Nigeria. We have a very, very big problem in our hand. But I tell you what, we will need all hands on deck. We will want to work together. You understand me? It is now. This is the time to do it. Because we have a situation on the ground that people are no more, they are not only disillusioned, they are just, and also not disenchanted, they're not disappointed. It's just like they are, well, maybe disillusion is better when you don't know what you are doing. And this is the best time, and we, judging from all the professionals we're endowed with, a large number of psychiatrists, people, a large number of doctors of different areas, people, professional, economics, we can now do everything possible to get people together and get them working for our cause. And most importantly, because we were having a pre-seminar today over there, and I said, this struggle will not going to be a good struggle if we do not have in place somebody who has vision, because it has been established the majority of the people so far that have ruled, that have come to the arena of political something in Nigeria, yeah? 1 minute. Okay, quickly. So they have been visionless people, and that is the truth. They have been very, very visionless, and if we now run onto somebody who has a vision, who has an idea, who wants to lead the way, who wants to show us how to capitalize on what all of us here can bring together on the table to solve this problem, I think it's a big bonus, and I'm willing to work with that kind of a person. And so far, I think from some of the book, some of what I had about this gentleman, I think it's like he's getting about 75%.
Want to give it a try?
He's getting about 70%, So, I understand I have 1 more minute. Is it 1 more or it's just one? I'm looking for an interactive time. Yeah. I want to be asked questions, and I genuinely want to give you the best answers. Toughle, no fake news. Thank you.
I don't fake news, eh? Thank you, sir. Now, what we are going to do is that I'm going to present my case, and I'm going to present to you, my ideas and my concepts about Nigeria in general. But concerning changing the value system that was asked, which is the most urgent question, and all the other questions, we are going to address them. But let me start. Do I need to start with that? No, let me not start with that. We will mention it when we have the interactive session. But let me just present, because first of all, allow me to say that thing you just asked about, the need for value system, I personally believe that that's the greatest problem that we are facing in Nigeria. The mindset. We need to change the mindset of our people. And even as important as the transformation project that I'm going to be showing you right now is, I still count all of this to be 20% work. The 80% work that needs to be done has to be about enlightenment, enlightening the mind of the people, and changing the value system of Nigeria. That is the greatest work. but we have the template of how to do that. So because I have the template, I'm going to come back to that because that's the biggest one. But the most urgent one to do is what I'm going to present to you now. So there is a most important one, but there is the most urgent one. The most urgent needs that we need in Nigeria is to relieve the problems and the sorrow of our people, to relieve our people of some pain. And towards that, we've started to work. We've started to work in that direction. We started to work in the direction of value system as well. That's why I have all that content on the YouTube. So let's start with what we have. So Nigerian National Transformation Concept. Can you keep on going? So the idea is to establish national transformation teams all over. Okay, go ahead. In these are the strategies. So don't let us go to do the strategies. You might not understand this. But all these strategies are aimed at preparing a team for myself, and because without a team, it's helpless. Okay, go ahead. So this is all about how to rehabilitate, how to raise up a set of people. Like I spoke in our meeting we had, I want to have 10,000 movements. So this is the strategy of producing those 10,000 organizations, such as social movements, societal pressure groups. So, but this is about how to create them, how to form them. So we have to form and change the mindset of the 10,000 people. So I have the idea of having 1,000 people, 1,000 students from Monday to Friday every week. So I'm going to Nigeria big time. I'm going to be on television. I'm going to be giving scholarship to 1,000 students every week. And for the first 3 years, work is just to find. Please, now no movement and no distraction. Nobody is falling. Anything is falling. And nobody is moving. No distraction. If you need to put off the light, go put it off now. Because once we begin. All right. So what we are doing is the first 3 years, even though we are going to be building schools and roads, but that's not work for me. But the real work is going to be from Monday to Friday. I am going to be training 1,000 people. I'm going to have a whole complex where all the 1,000 people are going to be living with me, and with people like Aarons and Otumba, we are going to be creating new mindset in people's mind. Now, but from Friday they leave and go and do practical. So all of them, of course, they have been trained to identify their spheres of life. You know what that means. So, but they have to go from Friday and to Sunday, Monday. We pay them, we will sponsor them, but they have to go and prove. So we will not give them.
Similar to evangelism, they will go and evangelize.
Yeah, very similar to evangelism, but not okay. Let's say what they're going to do is she has burden for engineering, and what she wants to do is creation of road. So we want her to form a team of like-minded people to go and look for a team of like-minded people in universities or anywhere she wants to meet them. So she has to come with 100 recruited people that she wants to train and change their mindset and give the same value system that we have given to her. So she's coming back with 100 people and say these people are ready to die for Nigeria. Then she has a burden for children, that there will be no homeless children in Nigeria. That's her own passion. So after she has been trained, she has to go and come back with a list of team that she has. And then she has to go and register a movement, civil society. And then come back with strategy and a team. They have to tell us how they are going to take over Nigeria. And they have to come back and tell us that they are going to have representatives in every local government, in every state, and all that. So that is the things we must see before we give them a certificate. But then they don't just have to do that 1 week. So they finish that 1 week, then they come back they have 1 month to prove to us the result they can do. So they come back another month after 1 month to say this is what they have been able to do. Then we know if they are going to be promoted to the next class of, there's going to be 3 levels of training. So if you don't qualify, if you don't produce the result that we want from you, for example, you are not in every state. Or for example, you are not having you are not registered. You didn't register in civil society. Or you didn't train your people. And your people didn't pass the exam. The people you say you are disciplined. You didn't prove your worth. You are not a leader. You cannot go to the next class. Otherwise, you have to repeat the thing again. So these are 1,000 people. Now, imagine 1,000, even out of 1,000, let's say 100 of them started and were able to perform. But there are going to be more. Because we are going to, just like you have been trained now, that's the same thing. And she has a burden for entrepreneurs. She wants to raise up a new generation of entrepreneurs with value system. And I mean, another person says, my own is just to change the mindset of people. That's its own. So we are going to have 10,000 problems that Nigeria has. And all these 10,000 problems minimum, everything must be adopted. Every problem must be adopted. So that is what we start with. You must know what is in you, what you are burdened for. We don't give you that, okay, you go and do this. No, you look inside yourself and hear the call of your spirit, the call of your heart. What your heart is telling you, that your own burden. You have burden for corruption, police, army. That's why God allowed all of us to go through different experiences in our lives. So some of your experiences will inform you what your burden is. So everybody will adopt his own sphere of life. And then we will train you how to use the strategies and the tactics, how to penetrate into that sphere of life and to bring a holistic national, movement that to cover and address that situation. So for the rest of your life, 80% of your time has to be dedicated to addressing that problem. And your goal is to uproot that problem. You are giving your life in exchange for that problem. You are uprooting that problem with your life. You mean? That's what you are living for, because we will teach you why in your life. Because your life must be given in exchange for something. That is how you make a meaning. And that's how you are remembered. That's why all these people were here. That's why they are here. That's the way. That's just the way. People, for you to live for generations, you must not live for yourself. And you must live for people or for purpose. So we will teach them all those things. We will train them, change their mindset. So with 10,000 like that, thank you. And they come back. Then when we know that they have statistics, we have computer, they have passed the first stage. Then we go to the next stage. On the next stage level, then they go to the area of publicity. Every one of the 10,000 have to be in the news media, doing interviews. There are people doing interviews, creating movements, commotions. So, for example, let's say what is called to do is corruption. So he has to tell us that in every local government, at least once a week, there is some we call them action. Axia. What do you call that in English? Axia, like. Yeah, commotion, but what Axia is like the campaign, symposiums, just anything, conferences, demonstrations, what do you call it? Any action, outreaches and crusade, not some actions.
It doesn't have to be religious.
Yeah. So that's the next stage. Then the third stage comes and all that. But that is just talking. These are just strategic. So we will not talk. This is not your problem. That's my problem. So this one is still the same thing. Keep on going. So this one is still the same thing. These are year by year. So 1 year we must produce 10,000 of these. Second year we must produce 10,000 others. Third year we must produce another 10,000. People who are ready to die. And you cannot head a movement if you are not. What's the word I was looking for? Not zealous, not passionate. What was the word we were talking about? Obsessed. You must be obsessed. You can only be, allowed to head the movement if you have proved to us that you are not just zealous and you are not just passionate, but you are obsessed. Only obsessed people change nations. Fanatics. He said like Boko Haram. Yes. We'll be carrying values. Yes. Now, the reason why that is important is that if we don't do the value system, the reorientation and that part of the work, it doesn't matter what else you do. Because like I said, that great nations and peoples become great, not by the virtue of their wealth, but by the wealth of their virtues. So it is how wealthy in virtue a society is that creates the wealth of that society. If the society is poor in virtues, people will run away. So any society that is poor in virtue, they have brain drain automatically. Because life is tough. Life is not convenient for them. Everybody is running away from where value systems are not. For example, if I'm going to sign a contract with you and I know that you are going to cheat me and you cheat me one time, I'm not signing with you the second time. So wealth runs away, goes away, disappears from anywhere where there are no values. And run, because wealth, like energy, doesn't disappear. Just like Einstein said, energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. It doesn't go away. You cannot destroy energy. The same thing with wealth. Wealth doesn't disappear. It doesn't just vanish. It just moves, goes from one end to the other. That's just what happens. So they don't disappear. So wealth, come here, please. You look like the one who is rich. So you look like the one who is poor. So you are rich in natural resources and materials, right? So, but what will happen is that even like Africa, if you are rich in raw materials and natural resources, but because nations are not great by the virtue of their wealth, which you have obviously, gold, oil, all that, but by the wealth of their virtues. So let's say our continent, our Nigeria, is wealthy in raw materials, but we are poor in virtues. What will happen is that the poor people in virtues, what they do is that they steal. They are corrupt. And because you are corrupt, you are stealing all this wealth that is available for you. And because you also know that if you keep it around you, all the people around you also are stealing like you. Yeah. So you don't want them to steal from you. So what do? You look for people who are trustworthy. So you come over here to Switzerland, where they are poor in natural resources. They are poor in wealth. They don't have natural wealth. But they are wealthy in virtues. So because they don't have no materials, they don't have anything, but they have integrity. You know that if you take your money here, they will keep it for you. And when you leave, you know that when you leave office or your job or your whatever position you have, you will need to leave. So you want to keep your money in a place whereby when they fire you or you leave the country or when there is no electricity, you want to go and enjoy life, you want to keep your money somewhere you will still meet it. So they go ahead and keep all the wealth in Switzerland because of the wealth of virtues, because you know that they have integrity. The money won't go anywhere. It will be kept in safety. That is the proof to you that money will always flee from the place that is wealthy in raw materials, in wealth, to the place that is wealthy in values and virtues. I also told them the example of Singapore, that Singapore used to be a part of Malaysia. Now, Malaysia, threw Singapore away. They voted. They said they should remove them because they are so poor. They don't have values. They were not working at anything. So, and then the leader of the Singaporean people, Lee Kuan Yew, discovered that we didn't know anything. Our people didn't want to work. They were just so, he started introducing the ethics of work and sanctions. So the dignity of, because he lived in Europe, so he knew the dignity of labor. He knew that dignity of labor was one of the factors that developed Europe. So he started teaching people. So if you don't go to work, if you don't have a job there, you are going to pay fine. If you don't want to pay fine, you go to prison. So he enforced everybody to love. And if you work poorly, you will not get paid. So you have to, everything is sanctioned. So if you not work 100%, if you not give, so in Singapore, you go to Singapore, you cannot compete there. They work harder than any one of us. Yes. Their school system, if you study bad, your parents will pay, it's fine. So everybody, it's not one of the top schools in the world. So because you don't want them to put you in jail or to take your children away from you and give to the government. So after school, you have to go and hire teachers for all of them hire for their school. Because if your sons or your children perform poorly, you'll be sanctioned. So everything is sanctioned. In fact, in Singapore, if I saw you eating chewing gum. Maybe I made a mistake. Yeah. One day. Yes, I was feeling sleepy. You are feeling sleepy, so he ate chewing gum. So I was listening. in Singapore, that's the only country where you don't see chewing gum. Because if you throw chewing gum in the street, you pay $500. If you put that chewing gum and put it after eating it under the some members of my church do that. I know you don't, but some people do that where I come from. So if you cross the road in the wrong place, you either be paid $200, you'll be flogged 12 stroke of something. Yeah. So if you pass the yellow light instead of red is stop, yellow is get ready. But if you start to move at yellow instead of green, you'll be fine for it. If you are corrupt and still government money, you will be, firing squad. If you anything, in fact, if you are married and you go and have a girlfriend after you are married, and you are a government worker or minister, they will fire you. You lose your job. They say because if you cannot be faithful to your wife, who is your wife, how can you be faithful to the country? Yeah, anything you do, they fight. So that is how they began to gather, money, and the money because of the fines everywhere. If you tell lies, you'll be fined. If you gossip, you'll be fined. So everything is put under, sanctions. So people started sitting straight. They said he was a dictator, but he didn't care. He knew what he was. He was trying to establish virtues and values. In the next 20 years, the country of Malaysia that removed them from their confederation, removed them and chased them away. They were prosperous. They had natural resources. They had industry. They had everything. But they were rich because they had many states and things. But because all these people were so much afraid of stealing, and it became one generation passed, the next generation, it has become their mindset to live right because they are just afraid of, they cannot just do anything wrong. So as a result of that, the values of Singaporeans became so high. They were hard workers. They were sincere. They were so sincere. They were so faithful in everything. So when the other countries, they had a rich dictator in Philippines. He was a dictator. They had a lot of money. Marcos. He had a lot of money there. So where will you hide the money so that it doesn't have to go to Europe or America far? From Philippines, from Thailand, they had the king there. From Indonesia, from Malaysia, all the rich people, they want to keep their money somewhere without going to Europe. So that is how but they know that Singapore people, they will not steal anything. So they started bringing, first they will bring it to their relatives to keep. Then later on, they started putting in the banks. That is how the banking industry, financial industry and banking industry of Singapore started growing. They were bringing so much money that it became this, in fact, it's one of the 4 financial hubs of the world right now. It's Hong Kong, Singapore, Switzerland, London. So, because of, they didn't have industry, they don't have raw materials, but people are stealing all the money from all those countries and bringing. Before you know it, they had become richer than all neighboring countries. They had become the richest country there. But today, when they started that reform, they were having just about $90-something, about $100 in the per capita, in their per capita, whereas their GDP per capita was like $90. Whereas in America at that time, their GDP was around $10,000. And these people, $90. It's not even 1%. It's not doing zero. But today, 30 years later, 40 years later, today, in Singapore, the GDP of Singapore is almost twice the GDP of America per capita. They have overtaken, they have become from a country that was, because virtues, the nation becomes great. Nations become great not by the virtue of their wealth, but by the wealth of their virtues. Same with Singapore or all these European countries, the same thing. So talking about what value system, the strategy you have to bring it about is what I just mentioned a little bit, but this is just the beginning. We have more holistic plans and ideas on how to remold. It's not just going to happen, but you know, value systems are formed by 4 institutions in the society. Value systems are created by the family. No, that's the strongest source of forming values. Now, but because of the world we are living in, even in Nigeria especially, even the family is dependent on the church or the mosque. Because every family person in Nigeria, almost all of the 80%, they are religious. So the second institution that forms value system is the pulpit of the land, the religions, something. So you cannot change the value system of a nation without changing the value system of the family. And to change the value system of the family, you've got to change the value system of the church. And to be able to change the value system of the family also, you must change the value system of the media, entertainment, film, industry, where it's coming from. That's how the family get their own value system as well, apart from tradition. Now, so there are 4 places: family, church, media, and educational system. That's the only one that depends on the government. That is how value systems are formed. So for us to change, to answer your question, to change the value system of Nigeria, we have to start a whole holistic program, which I have, on penetrating, and I've already identified 20 value systems that for Nigeria. I didn't identify them. I just did research, and I discovered that 20 value systems are the main value system of the nation Nigeria. Even maybe the founding fathers were not realizing it, but when you study their works and what they are talking about, they all come to these 20 key value systems in Nigeria. Now, those value systems, I have a strategy of putting them in as a whole system and package in the media and entertainment world. So all our film and media that is coming up will be reflecting those value systems. People will not know, because right now, the value system that our film industry is reflecting is Babalawo and black magic and going to do sacrifice in the village. The other one is the prophet and church. That's our value system. And then, you know, all kind of rubbish, money, greed. But they had no system. Nobody's. So that's one. So then we are going to put those 20 value systems in the educational system. So nothing you study from kindergarten to university, everything you are just hearing hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work. So by the time you don't even know anything is possible without hard work again. That's just one of the value systems. So, you know, that's educational system. The same thing with the churches. There is a strategy also to put in place to penetrate the churches and organize. They don't have to be even Muslims. All of them will accept. I have strategy to put in place to make sure that even the Muslim will accept the 20 value system. Even the Christians, even the ones that hate me will accept it. So by the time all these value systems are everywhere, that is how a nation is being recreated. But apart from that, we are going to have all these tens of thousands of civil societies, NGOs, and movements that are working to giving their lives. These people who are obsessed to change the land. I don't know if you are catching up with me. Okay. And then we are going to raise up personalities that we just talked to you about. Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you. So all these ones are just these are the processes of doing that. So I just ran through them for you. Go ahead. These are all processes of, these are all my strategy. These are tactics and strategies of, doing because you see, I call my team war room. That we're going to have war room like this, and think tank, advisory board. Okay, let's just go ahead. Then targeted spheres of influence. So church, social spheres, NGOs, politics, media. So politics is not that we are going to be politicians influencing them. We are going to influence them. These are all targeted audiences. Okay, go ahead. Then preliminary draft. Yep. Okay. Now, to accomplish this project, there are 774, is it? Or how many? Yeah. So 774 local governments in Nigeria. You see them. So now, everything I've spoken about so far are about the strategy of developing people who will change the mindset. That is the main work for me. That is my main work. But these ones are the immediate relief. These are the strategies to change, to bring transformation to the country. But like I said, these are infrastructure and things. But these are not the most important thing. The most important thing, like I said, is that other one. But let's see what I'm planning to do. So what is the core? What is my core concept and my core ideology in bringing about Nigerian Transformation Project? Is this word. Can you see this word? Can you see 100 projects in each local government? That's key. We have 774 local government areas in Nigeria. And these things, I have to say, doesn't have anything to do with politics. So we are not going to, this is just as citizen, no politics right now. I'm just talking about as an individual. Okay, go ahead. So the whole idea is, I have all the numbers of, I have all the, you see, these are all the list of, what do you call them? Local states. So in each state, let's say Abia State, for example. In Abia State, we have how many local governments? Local government, this is it. Can you see? Yeah. Local government areas. You have 17. Can you see, right? Yeah. So let's say the Abia State, let me just explain to you what is happening here. Abia State, and you have population is 3,200,000. So I've done my research. All right? So we have 3 million something in Abia State. Then we have 17 local governments in Abia State. But in every one of the 17 local governments, we are going to have 100 projects each. Okay, let's say you have a local government. I'm sorry, I had to push you. So this is a local government here. You know we have 17 of them, so there will be 17 of them. Can you come? So there will be, in this local government alone, there will be, number one project, standardized primary and secondary schools. That's just one project. In that same local government, there will be another project, feeding. Nobody must go to bed hungry in any local government. So that's just a feeding program. So then we have 100. Now, why can't I tell you the 100? I have standardized 100 that is going to be universal for everybody, right? But every local government we are doing research. I have another think tank in Nigeria studying every local government and to tell me what are the top 500 problems in every local government. And then from that top 500, we will reduce it to top 100 problems in that local government. And then we will talk to the community and the leaders of the community, the local government. So that local government might have their own top projects, 100 projects, might be different from your own something. Because there are some local government that don't have schools, but others already have schools. There are others might be saying it is, so anyway. But schools is just one project. Hospital is another project. Road is another project. Feeding is another project. So minimum 100 for every local government. So thank you so much. So if we have 17 local government in Abia and 100 local government in each, then the targeted projects, how many projects do we have in this state alone? How many projects? 1,700 projects only in Abia. Then I have Adamawa. In Adamawa, we have 3 point something million, and then we have 21 local governments. We are going to have 100 projects in each. Therefore, we are going to be having 2,100 projects only in Adamawa State. Then we have Akwa Ibom State. We have 4 million something. Then we have 32 local governments, 100 in each. That comes to 3,200 projects only in that state alone. Running. We are going to run every project for the minimum. Our target is that it has to run for minimum 10 years, between 10 years to 50 years. So I think you are getting, so these are the budget we are agreeing with our financiers and our partners. We give a budget. So this is what my people are working on, my NGOs, my think tank that I have in America. So we work this money and we go to people that I know, our donors and things, and we present the projects to them. And we already have some approvals of the project because there are some that are standard, hospitals, schools, and we are going to see them. So this is how it's going to be. For example, we have Borno State. We have population of almost 5 million. Local government area 26. Projects are going to be 100 each. And the targeted projects in that state will be 2,600 projects. Only in that state alone. And that's, these are all the money, and, that's not your own problem. That's for me. How much money I would need for every local government, for each project, and for 100 projects. So by the time you are through, can you keep on going? At the end of the day, is that the end? Is that the cumulative? No, yeah, go back. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be having, how many local governments do we have? Where is that local government? Look, go back to the beginning. Where is it? The beginning. Can we go back to the beginning? Anyway, we're going to be having 85,000 projects, including federal capital and all that, apart from the states, you still have federal government capital. So 85,000 projects running concurrently. Now, it will start, first of all, with microscopic model. We call them mini type or miniature, the standard, prototype. We are going to start with prototypes and things like that. Then it's going to grow. So in the next 10 years, all those things will be running concurrently. And some people are saying, but where will you get the money from? That's not your problem. That's why I'm the one talking about it, because money, thank God. If I'm going to mention organizations that we have lined up that are working with us, it's mind-blowing. So money is not even going to be the issue right now. The issue is going to be other things that we have people working on. And I'm going to show you, because one of the Americans that is getting the money for us, that already secured a huge amount of money, which I don't want to mention right here, for these things available. The person who is heading the think tank thing, who is an American, 70-year-old man, white American. We have the video with him. I'm going to play the video after this, so that he will talk to you, and it will let you know even more details. These are just the whole idea, but it will now come to you in more details, only of the project that we already got money for. Not got money for, but approval for. They call it approval. Okay, so we are going to have, you can go back. So by the time we are through here, we already have, right now, 100,000 projects that we already got ready, that I already have ready, 100,000 projects for Nigeria. But now let's get more concrete. Let's get more practical. Can you continue, please? Continue. Now, let's say we are talking about one of the projects will be village. These are the universal ones I have put together, apart from what each local government will say that they need, okay? I have the standard ones that I want to provide for everybody. So village health care clinic is one. Now, what did I do? I put up a team here in Ukraine, and we have another team, like I say, in Washington, D.C., and now in Nigeria. But this one was done by us together. We went and looked at, in every continent, the best village health care clinics, the best examples in the world. So we got all the videos. So if you click any one of these, you go to the videos of the best in America, the best in Latin America, the best in Africa, the best practices, it's called. So from these best practices, we are forming what will best work for our own people, for Nigeria. So even if the local people don't believe that this is necessary, I know it is necessary. So we are going to have, surely in every local government, not in every state, but in every local government, we are going to have village, local health care clinics that are going to be comparable to the best practices in the world. That's just one. Go ahead. Number 2, primary school modernization. All those things that you say, we have the best practices. Whenever you see this thing, these are the links, these are the videos of what we are moving towards. So we can see what we are going to, can see the picture. Okay. So what we are calling schools is not, because I suffered it. I went to a school and I finished school in Nigeria and I never saw a library. And I also never saw a laboratory. I never saw it. We never had physics teacher. We never had chemistry teacher. We never had, any teacher. For me to even get out of it, that the Domila, it was a miracle on its own. And talk less of winning a scholarship. So anyway, go ahead. So that's just another project. I'm just going one by one, just quickly. But there is a lot of work going on under each one of them, but just for you to see, right? Presentation. So you went to, secondary school modernization is another one, okay? I mean, you are talking about villages, local governments. All right. So next one is agriculture cooperative. So we want to help local people have agriculture, start their own. Okay, go ahead. Another one is energy modernization. Now, energy modernization is not just going to be a local project. We are putting together a plan that will enable us to secure the money that Nigeria is trying to secure, and they are going to borrow. By the grace of God, I know by the grace of God, by the possibility that I have, I will be able to secure the money for electricity. It's 50 billion. We can get it. We are talking on that already. That will be no issue. But the thing is, a lot of factors. They don't want to have anything to do with the government. So, we have to come up with our own strategy of doing it. And that's why I like what, Dr. Abrams said about electricity with the GEE, and these are Americans, and GE is an American company, and these people want to give us the money to Americans. So there are a lot of ways we can go about that without the government, because everybody is afraid of them stealing money or paying back whatever they call it, money. Yeah. So, but we are going to be able to find the money. I think the way we might have to work with the electricity is that we might need to just provide electricity state by state, rather than, maybe not. We'll see how that will work out. Okay, next one. The next one is environmental cleanup. Now, I can walk about in Ukraine here like this for a month without ever polishing my shoe. Just keep on going. I've bought this shoe for 2 or 3 years. I never polish anything. I don't need to. Because everywhere is, you don't walk on land. But in Africa, everywhere is land, is soil. Is it soil? Yeah, dust everywhere. And it's not because it's Africa or we have grass or we have soil. No, it's just because there are no concrete, no cement everywhere. There is no, So anyway, we have to work on that. Okay, go ahead. Everywhere is dirty, that's what I'm saying. Okay, then infrastructure modernization. This is another area where we are getting money, where we are going to do compulsorily. These are the ones that I have done. Either local government want to or they don't want to. These are the ones we are going to be doing compulsorily for the country. Okay, next one is natural resources development. Next one is entrepreneurship development and small-scale businesses. These are just things we already put in place. They are going to work. We are going to do them. And we are getting, approval and for them already. Okay, go ahead. Rural development. But you see, all these ones you have just seen now, these are compulsory projects that we are putting in every local government. Either they like or they don't like. These are the things. Without these things, nations don't develop. So there is not going to be something like this is only in Lagos State or this only in Anambra State. All these ones are going to be in every state. So no discrimination. Okay? Not every state, every local government. Not every state, every local government. So if these are going to be, here are going to be about 40, then there will be 50, then there are going to be another 50. 50 from our side and another 50 from their side. So these are in every local government. Okay? Then we are going to have rural development, yes? Transportation. We are going to have services, education. We are going to have people training people for services to be comparable to the best in the world. And we've done, people I'm working with have done that similar thing in Guatemala. So, for example, I came to one of the reasons I knew that Jonathan was not president, I came to him with representatives that time before my trouble started here. I could still travel. I brought people, investors from America, from Sweden, from Holland, from Spain, from Russia, from all over the world. And I said, and I said to him, these people said, we have a presentation, we are ready to finance this. We are going to give education, we are going to re-educate and bring enlightenment to all the police in Nigeria so that they don't take bribe. We are going to retrain the police system, and the military in Nigeria for free. We are going to food that. You know, that's one project. Number 2 project, we are going to supply food so that there will be no food deficit in any state in Nigeria. We are going to, this is a group of people that came with me. We are going to supply that in Nigeria, 500 million tons to Nigeria, state by state. And then another thing we wanted to do is to just different kind of projects. The guy, first of all, was sitting down like this and just dozing all the time. That Jonathan guy, he was just dozing all the time. Just dozing all the time. Just dozing all the time. Just dozing. You could hardly keep him awake. That was number 1 problem. Number 2 problem, after we finished all our presentation, and all these people, he said, okay, what do you want from us? I said, at least give us the permission that just tell us something. Tell us you want or you don't want, or give us some, green light. Give us some carte blanche. We don't need money. We don't need support. So give us a letter. We'll go back to our people in America or in Europe that the government is waiting for us, because for them, these Europeans and Americans, for some reason, they need some letters all the time from the government to assure that, the government is waiting for us. Give us something. They say, okay, maybe you'll be going from state to state and talk to them. The government will go, I look at that Jonathan guy. I say, look, this is your heart. By the time I remove it, he was always wearing something on his head. Yeah. So I was feeling of removing that thing from his head. Then what even was making it crazy for me is that, okay, he didn't have an idea. He was sleeping all the time. So he was done. But he had all the assistants, ministers and people. They had a large table like that. And they were all sitting there. And they were all waiting for him to talk. I was saying, okay, even if you are assistants, you talk now. Everybody says, yes. Subserviency. I said, if I had been one of his, I would say, hey, hello, Your Excellency, this is what to do. They are not talking. They are just, yes, sir. I said, okay, I already said, okay, you ministers, maybe you could tell us what to do. They say, but you have what His Excellency. His Excellency will give us what to do. So why are you needed if you are waiting for the Excellency to tell you what is needed to be done? He is not a Superman. That's why you are here as his assistant. From that day, I said, I'm done with Nigeria. Thank God that Jesus appeared to me and said, no, you are not done.
I think the problem you had was you are dealing with visionless people.
Visionless people.
Because they cannot see beyond.
Yes.
All what they can see is here.
That man frustrated me.
Yeah.
That's why I campaigned that man cannot be president. I met him twice.
Yes. I need to chip in something here. His presentation is fantastic. Everything is fine, cool. But we need to understand here that the key, the most important part of what he said is we. How much do we want to give? How far do we want to go? How much do we want to put into this project? It is key. And part of the story of Singapore, he also probably forgot to tell you that some people are still in detention.
Up to now.
Good detention. But you just say, look, madam, just stay there. Don't worry. You will get your, and you get the rights, but you will not have any reason to derail the
program of the government, yeah.
And it's working.
The cabals.
Yeah, we have cabals. Some of you might not know the number of cabals we have, but we know them. And when the operation starts, when we now kickstart the engine and moving, they will come and say, well, yes, it is true that I have a 1-point-something billion in my account.
Just don't put me in prison.
You might need it. Where do I sign? And this is I think should be the vision of this movement. You people and we the people are the most important, because we must detox that thing. I need to complete my project in my hometown. I need to get my children. You see, because when we have a larger community, a bigger community, everybody will go to school. When I was working about the age difference, when I die and my 44-year son, we have to live another 44 years I mean, the difference, you understand me, would be if I did not put into consideration that he will not be living in isolation, he will be living with the children of Pastor yourself and everybody. All these are the things we need to put in, to learn that we need to care. And our care should not be today.
Thank you, sir.
So,
okay, what do you want?
Yes, we want to make sure that the mic is
Yeah, okay. but let's, yeah, the time, you have to have break as well, right? Yes. So let me quickly finish this section, and then, let me,
okay.
Yes,
thank you.
No problem. Put it on. Let me quickly finish that section, then we'll go and eat. Okay, so just keep on going, just keep going. Services, urban development, I will not comment. Urban development, skills acquisition centers, affordable homes is another one. Security is another one. Church reformation is another. I'll have another program. Just people right now in the church thinks I hate the church. That they declare me their enemies, but I'm not their enemy. I'm going to have a whole program just for the reformation of the church. All right. Women empowerment through cooperatives, widows, petty traders, single parents, and unskilled teenage girls. Yes. Now, some people are telling me, come and just do anything first. I'm not like that. I'm systemic. Everything has to be holistic for me. For me, anything worth doing at all is worth doing well. And it's going to be total and holistic. People who have read my story and history, you will know that I cover everything. I don't leave any details. So next one is reorientation and training for public and private sectors. Like I was telling the story, I have people who are ready to do this with their own money. But the president was sleeping, you see. Next one. Establishing microcredit and microfinance banks. These are all projects that are going to run anyway in every local government. Okay, next one. Training for present and future political leaders. Feeding centers for the extremely poor. And you know, here in Ukraine, we are feeding 2,000 people every day. 2,000 people free meal every day. In Nigeria, we will need at least 1 million or 2 million every day. Rehabilitation centers for the homeless and mentally deranged people. Here in Ukraine, we have 300 centers like this. So in Nigeria, we might need to have 300,000 or maybe, I don't know, maybe 3,000 or those kind of things. Okay. Technical colleges. The need for a worldwide network of TV stations and other, just like Berekete family kind of stuff, social, pressure groups that is going to make people to think and to behave. That's what we're talking about. Reorientation of the masses. A law firm to litigate against all forms of injustice. Okay, let me talk to you about this one. What is this? I'm going to have a law firm because we are going to be doing a lot of things and we are going to be suing people. We are going to be forcing. We have done it here. So some people are telling me, what about if the government will not perform the obedience? We are going to have minimum at least 500 lawyers just working full time for us. Now, how are we going to know? For example, money is distributed to the local government. And the money that is distributed there, that was supposed to be used to do the roads are not done. And they are shared among themselves. So we take them to court. So let's say, for example, the schools are breaking down, or in this local government, the road is not fixed. The chairman are going to court. We are taking him to court. So we are just going to make life difficult. And we are going to encourage the public to give us any information they have of anything that is not, if water is supposed to be supplied in your area, there is no water supply. Anybody that is responsible for water supply, we are taking him to court. If the electricity is supposed to be on and it's not on for one day, you didn't have electricity, we are going to take. So I'm going to have a whole army of just lawyers. The only thing is that if you don't have 100 cases that you are starting every month, you are fired. That is just it. So then, apart from that, we are going to have another one you are going to see. We are going to have our own private security companies. No, not security. Detective companies. It's part of security company, but it's going to have detectives. What are we going to have? We are going to have 500 or up to 5,000 security agents all over Nigeria that are going to be working incognito, undercover with citizens. And what they are going to be doing is just finding out information about what is wrong in the society. Now, why do we need those private? Because we are going to be exposing them in the media outlets. And then they are going to be supplying information to the law firms. So the law firms that are starting, cases, they are starting them based on the information they have gotten from the detectives. And detectives are working with the masses. I am detailed, and I am, people are saying, oh, we are going to put a system and a structure in Nigeria. Nigeria has never seen what is coming against it, what is coming about. People, even politicians, they don't have an idea on what is coming. Everybody is in trouble in that country. Either going to live right by the truth, or you are in trouble. They are going to kill me? Yes, but you are just going to kill me alone. But we are going to have a lot of obsessed people, addicted people, radicals, and fanatics to change Nigeria. And that's our criteria, the most important one. So they are going to have to kill all of us. Okay, go ahead. You see, that's the next one. Have an investigation company with detectives for proper finance. You see, that's what I was just told you about. Go ahead. Then we are going to have public debates and public hearing avenues. People are going to be coming to say what is not functioning in your area. Every day there are going to be public hearing somewhere on television. So what people are using television for now is just for some rubbish. But we are going to use it every day. People from the public will be coming to talk. Oh, local government, the pastor, you did this. Oh, everybody is going to be talking, and it's going to be hearing. And if every local government is hearing of what is not functioning in the area, everybody will have to sit upright. That is how you change a nation. Let's keep on going. Then we are going to have, of course, history makers training in secondary school. Every secondary school, this thing we just did now, every secondary school will be doing. Every secondary school will be training people. So people are struggling. Only 50% of people pass. What should we do? It's educational system now. Go there to every secondary school. Set up a structure where people's minds are being stimulated. Don't just rely on the government. And we are going to do this thing without the government. I don't even need government. We just want to do what we need to do. Okay? Libraries and book clubs. That's going to be everywhere. Next one. Symposium, colloquium. We're going to make people, challenge people. Let's talk on developing. Let's discuss. Let everybody discuss. Let the whole country be discussing how to make the country better and move the country forward. Everybody must become participants. It's not about waiting for government. No. We are the people. Everybody must be talking and discussing on how to make the country better. Go ahead. Work out a legal agreement with partners and co-workers to avoid betrayals and no, that's already. Okay, go ahead. No, because there are a lot of people who will be coming to destroy. We are going to work out strategies to safeguard our people, ourselves, and all that. Okay? Set up a think tank and executive team to work on the realization of ideas and progress. Okay, that one is also, a strategic thing. Set up publishing and distribution. Okay, go ahead. Transform the books into okay, we are going to have video games. For example, here in Ukraine, we have games, and the person who do you have your games? Galina, can you stand up? Okay, we have games here. For example, Galina is the author of the one that does them here. She's not the only one, but she's one of the people. Okay, for example, we have games whereby you will come back home and be playing games with your children, and your children will be learning the reason why they should honor their parents. And your children will be learning why your mother or your father might not be happy with you. Why, responsibility. You will be grooming your children through games. And then you want your children to study well. She has games on how children could become genius. We have games on how parents could become good parents just by playing games. Pretty much like Monopoly. But Monopoly is a table game. But this one is games like Ayo. Those Ayo, what they call it? Yeah, Ayo, Ludo. So, but those ones are just pleasure. But the games like that we have created here, they are not just they are both for pleasure, but you don't even see they become educational as well. So, for example, if this game is not like pornography, you go to jail if you are unscrupulous, or you do a lot of things that. So some of them are in English. If you are interested in some of the games, make sure you get her. How much do you sell the games? One game, how much?
One game is 24
$20, $24.
$20 is one, small one, card games, and with block one is $40.
So something like that. So that's what we do. So we just create a system whereby then we have computer games that are just value system based. So all these things, so all these books, for example, these books you see, these are books, but there will be computer game version, but in computer language and games. People are playing, but they are learning the principles. And then there will be games, table games version. Then there will be movie version. Then, all kind of things. So all my books like that are having those kind of versions too. So we are bringing the value system different ways and different manners. Okay, go ahead. Then you have the running, television program. Then mass education, now project on the loss of money. Because people are finishing school in Nigeria and they're waiting for job. They shouldn't be. If they know the loss of money, they'll be creating wealth rather than waiting for job. Okay, go ahead. Smart and start mass empowering crusades. For example, one of the things I want to do, I'll be doing crusades once in 3 months. I'll be doing crusades, but not crusades like Bonke is doing now or like people are doing, religious crusades. But this will be crusade. For example, we take the National Stadium, 100,000 people, but we have 10,000 trainers, assistants, So what we're going to do, these 100,000 people, we're going to break them down a group of 100 each. Then we are going to, but they are going to be by their skills that they need. What are the skills that you need? What are the things? So this crusade is going to be for a week. We are going to be feeding all of them, but we are going to be training them in skills. And then we are going to be empowering them. You don't know how to do computer. You need strategy. You need to make money. So all those things that Dr. Abrams is teaching, for example, you're going to be training 100,000 people in a week. And every 3 months we're going to, more like, when they were looking for a job in Nigeria, right? They took the stadium and they were killing each other there, but just to register. But this one will be training. Everybody will come dressed up, eat and come back. And that's kind of the crusade I say. Then people will give their lives. People will get converted if necessary. People, we have a package from spirit, soul, and body. Holistic training for what just depend on the classes, So you can go to class of financial empowerment. Then go from there to the class of value systems. Then go from there to class of how to lose weight. Then go from there to class of, just a holistic package. That's the kind of crusade we are talking about. Okay? So we are going to be doing that in every state. And then we are going to be broadcasting them as well. So you could have 8 stadiums in a state or 10 stadiums. And things are going parallel. Okay, next one. Mentorship programs. That's what Adams wants us to help us do. Right now, I have 5,000 people I'm mentoring, but that's something. But, there is a program in Google, some classroom that want to put 5 million people. That will make sure that everybody, we can control that they have done the job. Changing people and mentor them. And okay, next one. Partnering program with successful businessmen and other national institutions. For example, what I've done here in Ukraine, how was I able to raise up 200 millionaires? I raised up 1. And then the condition is that, the agreement is that you must raise up 10. So by the time I raise up the other 10, apart from him, those 10 people, every one of them must raise up 10. If you are not mentoring 100 other people, and out of that 100, 10 don't become a millionaire, you are not my disciple. You are off of my group. You don't pass. So that's what I want to do. I'm not interested in Dangote just becoming, I don't have authority over him, but I will have authority over my own millionaires that I'm going to raise. So when I raise my own millionaires, a few of them, they are going to do the same thing we're doing in Ukraine. We have done it before. So in 3 years, we're able to raise 200 millionaires. So, but in Nigeria, you already have a lot of these people. So the whole idea is that I don't care what you can do by yourself. I want to know what people you have, whether you are able to raise people who will be able to produce the same thing that you have done. So for you to be a millionaire doesn't impress me. When you raise 10 other millionaires or 100 other millionaires, then you can talk. So that is the strategy. So I have a plan of raising up 10,000 of those. Okay. Scholarship and financial grant, that's just like obvious, right? Next one. Scholarship and financial grants for pastors as well. So scholarship will be for different people, including pastors. Then University of Life projects. Okay. What are the other ones you have? Okay, skills acquisition needs. This will be after break. Let's take a break. We have 15 minutes break. Yeah, 15 minutes break, and all you people on the YouTube in 50 and Facebook live, 15 minutes time we'll be back to do the second half of the presentation. Then we'll have the roundtable consultation that we want to talk about. Have a wonderful day. Go eat, go drink some coffee, and God bless. See you in 15 minutes time.